Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for those who've subscribed thus far. Thank you so much for the comments that we have received, and thank you so much for the requests for more content. It has been a while since we last gave you guys a video, and for that I do apologize. It's been a very hectic time on our side. So today's video, what are we concentrating on? We are concentrating on the fact that we have the Easter holidays coming, and what happens during Easter is that we always get stats of the number of deaths we get on our roads as a result of people driving negligently, of a result of people driving under the influence of alcohol. So today's video is aimed to educate you on the consequences of driving under the influence of alcohol. What is it by law that you can do in order to protect yourself from finding yourself in such a situation, but more so what you should expect in the event that you find yourself in this situation. So what governs us driving on our roads would be the National Road Traffic Act. And for our particular video today, it will be Section 65 of the National Road Traffic Act, right? So this deals with our sobriety on the road and us not driving recklessly on the road. So now, what is the process that one should expect if you find yourself in such a predicament? Let's say you're coming from work or you're coming from a friend's place and you had a glass of wine or maybe a couple of beers, and you're driving home for Easter to go see the parents, to go see the family, and on your way you meet a roadblock. What happens? The SAPS or the JMPD will then ask for you to blow with it a certain device. That device is going to check the alcohol content in your breath, right? Now, by law, you're supposed to have nothing more than 0.24 milligrams of alcohol per 1,000 milliliters of breath in that particular device. If it so happens that it is above that limit, right, what happens that the SAPS or the JMPD will then ask you to park your car on the side. And then they're going to ask you to turn off the ignition and remove the key. Why is this important? In our law, in order for you to be considered to be driving a motor vehicle, it doesn't have to be moving on the road. As long as the key is in the ignition and the engine is running, you are considered to be driving. We can deal with that on another video. Now, once that is done, then the SAPS member will then escort you to a medical facility wherein a nurse will then draw blood from your arm so that the blood can be taken to the laboratory in order for that blood to be tested. Now, what are they testing for? Per our law, you're supposed to not have more than 0.05 milligrams of alcohol in your in 100 milliliters of blood, right? So what does that mean? Months later, when the blood results do come out, if it says that the alcohol in your blood was 0.05, the likelihood of a case or a charge being opened against you is very high, because you're right at the limit. You should be at least 0.04, not on the threshold of 0.05, right? So you will find yourself now appearing in court, first appearance if it's your first time, and then having to answer to the fact that you were driving under the influence of alcohol. For truck drivers, it's even lower. It is 0.03. So you need to be very sober when you're driving a truck. Otherwise, you find yourself in a whole mess that you would need to answer to, and then you find yourself losing your your driver's license, your PDP, I believe it is called. I apologize, it's 0.02 for truck drivers. Now, what happens once the arrest has been officially done? Remember, the blood is not back yet from the lab. We are still dealing just only with the breath, the breathalyzer. So what happens is that now the police officers have a right to detain you in custody. By law, you should not be detained more than 48 hours. However, please be cognizant of the fact that if you get arrested over a long weekend, that 48 hours only applies for a normal week. If it's a long weekend, you will stay from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sometimes even Monday, and you will only be allowed to go to court or be released on the day wherein the public holiday no longer is falling or no longer exists. So what happens is that you're now detained for a maximum of 48 hours. On the Monday morning, then you go and appear in court in order for you to be released out on bail. In that time, you do have permission to call family members or friends to come and get your vehicle so that you don't drive your vehicle under the influence of alcohol. It does happen, however, that you are released out on bail whilst you're in custody before appearing in court. We call this police bail. And then you are given your rights sheet, and on that rights sheet, usually a date for appearing in court is written there, wherein you now go and appear in court, and the matter would be remanded for the results of the blood that was sent to the lab have now been available to the NPA. This process does take some time. You'll find yourself waiting sometimes up to 2 years until the blood content is back in court. And once it is back, then it will be up to your legal practitioner, your attorney, or the NPA to decide how best to deal with this matter. Either you'd have to plead guilty, which will lead to you having a previous conviction, or you can end up doing community service by way of us making representations for you and for the state accepting it, and then you end up not having a previous conviction. So, conclusion, let's avoid ourselves going through this unnecessary predicament. Let's stay sober on our roads, stay safe, and we hope that you have a blessed Easter. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you need any help from us, do send an email at info@dubazanaattorneys.co.za. Otherwise, call our number on 087-265-8010. Don't forget to leave a comment at the bottom. Thank you so much for watching.